the law. Well, she had been at both, but at the point of my awareness of who she was or what she was a librarian at the Army base. So I would actually go to work with her occasionally, and um, she was a special librarian, and I had always envisioned her as sort of like a spy, because she had access to classified and unclassified documents and all of these military guys, whether it was uh, sort of like the top, a general or a major or a captain, and then some of the younger ones who were privates and that kind of thing. And she would take me to work with her, and I would be fascinated with what um, she was doing, especially when she had to go in the vault, which is a place that I couldn't go. That's where they were holding the classified documents, so I couldn't go in there. So when I went to,
Do you remember how that looked? The vault?
it was just like a huge steel door. And it had that little the turn thing on it. But again, I couldn't go inside because I didn't have the security clearance for that.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And go ahead.
no, I was just saying that's awesome that you have that memory of.
Oh, absolutely. And that was part of the spy business, I thought at that time.
Mhm.
This what makes my mom a good spy. I had a
Yeah.
vivid imagination around her life, not mine. She would go into that vault and take photos of all these documents and then come back out and trade them to these
Yeah.
various governments and stuff. I went wild over that one. So that was really um my first foray into the library world. The younger me, actually, when she worked at the first army base, it was much smaller, and I would go to work with her there, but there's not a whole lot of recollection of that time other than she would sometimes have to work, and this is probably when I went with her the weekend, like a Saturday, and I would go to work with her. Um, that library was still a military library, but I think it was a little different than the one at the larger military base that she was at. So there were like children's books in there because it sort of was like a public library, but it had a lot of other military stuff. So I think it was more of a family
Yeah.
slash military
Right.
base library.
Yeah, because one of the things is that people don't think about, like, they have to be able to store these documents, these classified documents, and recall them and retrieve them. So all this stuff, when people are talking about, like, secret and what is it, like the UFO stuff and everything, like
Yeah,
all that stuff has to be stored somewhere and kept up
somewhere.
by someone,
Hmm.
and typically it's probably going to be a librarian, right? So
Right.
yeah, it could be that your mom had all these secrets.